Mike, can you tell us a little bit about, we're in Ohio.
Yes.
We're doing some goose hunting this morning.
Yes.
Tell our viewers where we at, what we doing.
Okay. Ohio is cut into 3 zones when it comes to goose hunting. You have the North Zone, the Lake Erie Zone, and then the South Zone. The Lake Erie Zone right now is shut down. The Lake Erie Zone has been designed for the St. James birds. They come in and they come through a little section. You can actually tell when they're here because if you check your fields, you'll see the orange neck collars in the field. It's kind of weird though because the Lake Erie Zone is not actually next to Lake Erie. The North Zone is, at least in the Northeast Ohio. We are actually only maybe a half mile or a mile from Lake Erie. If we are not in the first cornfield off the lake, we're probably in the second or third cornfield.
So we're like in the prime time. This is where it's on, right?
Absolutely. Here. Mark, who actually scouted this spot for us because we were deer hunting yesterday, said there were anywhere from 100 to 150 birds in this field, and he said at 9:30 they were still coming.
We'll just get a pile here and then start pulling from there.
Well, this is really Chris and my first goose hunt we'd ever been on. It's late season Ohio, and as Mike is, setting out the hardcore decoys, explaining to us about all these geese that are in the surrounding areas that are hopefully going to show up in our setup. It was pretty exciting for both me and Chris. Chris and I thought that, you set these decoys up in a half moon shape around your setup, and, everything's good to go. What we found was, with Joe and Mike and Frank, they set their decoys up in small little pods, just like in nature, with different little groups. And, that really helps your chances of getting these geese to come in.
Just taking every corn stalk and packing every one of these blinds up.
Are you going to speak the language this morning?
We are going to speak the language this morning. Absolutely. The cold weather's starting to come. Birds are moving in. It's looking good. It's looking good.
Sweet.
Our decoys were set, the blinds looked perfect, the wind was great. The boys started calling, and all you could hear in the distance was the geese calling back. We looked over in the skies, and there was just geese everywhere, and they were headed right to our setup. Hopefully everything was going to work. This goose tried to beat everybody to the punch. As it came flying in, swooped in, it put its landing gear down, and it was getting ready to land, but I moved a little bit too much, and, well, that was the end of this one. This is the moment of truth right here. You get out there early in the morning, you set your decoys up, you've got your blinds positioned, you've got the wind right. You're doing all your calling. The geese are focused. They're calling back. They see the setup, and here they come. Your heart's pounding. The excitement's going nuts. And it's just one of those things. The moment of truth is just about ready to happen. Now that was exciting. Heart-pounding success that you just can't beat. Let's check that out again. Shooting that first wave, the geese just kept coming, so they got ready for some more.
Oh, they're already doing the witchy whoop.
Action is the key word on this hunt. I'll tell you, it was non-stop from the time the geese started flying to when we harvested our limit. I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance to go on a goose hunt with some guys that really know how to do it, definitely got to go and do it. Me and Chris will definitely be back on this hunt. One of the best parts of the day was watching Mike's dog Decoy go get all the geese that they put on the ground.
I think these dinks did a nice job.
You know, first light, we decided to sit up on the pond, and we had some ducks flying around, circling around. They wanted to come into the field, so we decided we had the blinds laid up, decided to run over to the blinds, and then birds started going back to the water. So the decoys, we had a spread kind of in front of us, also behind us, you know, that brought the birds around. There's a lot of corn left in this field, and they wanted to be in here. Mark saw them in here yesterday, and the result is our limit of geese. So
And a duck.
And a duck, and one duck.
Bonus duck.
But yeah, what we wanted to do here today is really show everyone what you can do on birds that have been shot at for weeks now. Season's been open for weeks, and there's already been an early season for geese. And the hardcore decoys that we have out today, we have a lot of positions that the birds haven't really seen. For instance, this one here, the rester. You know, a lot of people don't have these scenarios in different sized bodies, what we're doing. And the little things like that is what it takes to get the birds to come in when they're a little bit weary and they've been shot at before. And I think it played a huge factor in today's hunt. You know, not so much the calling, even though we did a darn good job of turning a lot of birds, but the decoys play a big factor when they come over the tree line. That's all they see. We're in the open. I mean, we're in an open cornfield. It's cut, but we brushed in the blinds pretty good, but the decoys really did the trick today, and we had a successful hunt.
Just like people, you know, birds are not all the same size. That's why in our callback version here, you see that it's a little bit smaller. Okay, you come over here to a semi-rester, semi-sentry, he's a little bit larger. Again, just like a room full of people, not everybody's the same size, not everybody looks the same. And these are all postures that are natural postures, and they're also postures that are not available anywhere else. If you look at the callback, how many times have you seen one goose turn around and hiss at another? Well, that's natural. He's telling you, hey, get away from my family or get away from my food. And little things like that make the difference.
Yeah, late season bird hunting is very, very difficult. When the migratory birds come down from the north, they've been shot at from the north all the way down here, so that by the time they get here, you've got to make sure that everything is absolutely right. Your decoy spread's got to be right, your decoy's got to look good, and this is the result.
Absolutely. Well, what do you think, guys? Let's pick them up. We got some birds to clean, and we're actually going to be back here in the morning. We had a lot of birds fly over that we just kind of let fly around. We kept quiet, and they circled around, and they will be back in the morning. They know this is here, and they're not going to quit until all the food's gone. So we're gonna get them cleaned up, go rest, get some guys in some tree stands here. We're in the peak of the rut in northeast Ohio, so we're doing some combo hunting, and we'll be back at it in the morning. So from all of us at Northwoods Adventures, we'll see you in the woods.
Hi, this is Jesse Brand with Snow Pro Trailers. We're up here in northeast Ohio. We've got some hardcore decoys. We're going to do a little goose hunting, obviously a little whitetail hunting. Went out yesterday morning, shot the heck out of the geese. First time I've ever done it, had a great time. The birds are really coming in. The guys really knew what they were doing. Had the decoys laid out just perfect. We limited it out. First hour we were there, had a great time. Then we went out whitetail hunting in the afternoon. And the guys, definitely their knowledge of the area paid off. I was in the stand 20 minutes when this bruiser walked by. I grunted twice. He walked in at about 10 paces. And as you can see, we found him this morning. So we're having a great time down here. Hospitality's been great. Guys from hardcore really know what they're doing, and we appreciate their hospitality. This is Jesse Brand from Snow Pro Trailers saying we'll see you in the woods.